On tap, Voodoo Doughnut Bacon Maple Ale.
Better beer, a third review, better beer.
Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today we are doing a blind taste test of a beer that is unique in many ways. Voodoo Doughnut Bacon Maple Ale is from Rogue Ales in Newport, Oregon. This beer was inspired by the Maple Bacon Bar at Voodoo Doughnut in Portland, Oregon. It is basically a long donut with maple frosting and 2 strips of bacon on top. Rogue's interpretation of the donut is a brown ale that comes in at 30 IBUs and 5.6% ABV. It uses 3 types of smoked malts, Applewood, smoked bacon, and pure maple flavoring. It's fermented with their proprietary Pacman yeast. The brewery recommends pairing it with doughnuts and pork. The boys have not heard these facts. Let's find out what they think of the beer. All right, the blind tasting begins. Since Mr. Noodles is pretty much out of the conversation.
You're useless.
Joby, what was the aroma that stuck out to you on this?
Man, James, when I got down here and stuck my nose in this one, it for whatever reason took me back to like an old wood cabin, like open fire going, real smoky, real musky, like almost, a plate of bacon on it, covered in syrup. I don't know, it's very different, not looking at the beer. I don't think the appearance matches the nose for me. I thought, that's nice, solid amber beer. Gonna have a nice smooth smell to it. Stick your nose and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
It's pretty potent.
It is very potent.
Scott, what kind of flavors are you pulling out of this beer?
It's interesting. I mean, I feel like it's a brown ale, but it's so tough. The flavor, again, it is kind of bacon and maple-esque. It's hard to place. It's a very, very complex beer for me. Maybe it's just because it's on the tip of my tongue of what that really is. There's something very familiar about this beer. But yeah, I'd go with kind of a maple bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rick, face for radio, Rick Spellman, the cameraman. Rick
It has a nose of a McGriddle. That's all I'm going to say.
Nose of a McGriddle.
Yep.
The flavor, is it smoky?
It has a little smokiness in the flavor, but it doesn't linger very long, I don't think.
You don't think of it as like do you think of this as a smoked beer?
Boy, that's a good question. The cameraman's knowledge, I'm probably going to say yes, but because it has that smoky taste on the palate and that smoky aroma. So, yeah, I'm going to go with my limited novice knowledge and say yes.
Yeah, I'll back Rick up there. I mean, I think it's a smoked beer just because the aftertaste, after drinking, a half a glass here and just like breathing out, I get that smoke taste in my mouth. Like,
would you say the smokiness is subtle or is it present, very present?
I think it's present. I don't think it's subtle. I mean,
I think it's more present in the smell than the flavor. The flavor, it's there, but it's super present in the smell.
I think it's super present in the smell, but I think the aftertaste, the smoke is pretty present.
Give me your rating and whether you're going to go back to this beer.
Rating, James, I am going to go with a 5 on this. I think this beer is interesting and intriguing. However, it's not interesting and intriguing enough for me to want to go back to it. I guess for me it's like
interesting, but not in a good way.
Yeah, it's interesting and not. It's like, let me sum it up this way: it's got that bacon, syrup, smoky smell, taste, and I like all those things, but just not in a beer.
Scott, rating, and I mean, are you going to recommend this beer?
I give it a 6, and I've got very specific people I would recommend this to. Foodies, I would recommend this beer to, definitely, because it is super complex, and I would recommend doing the same thing. If you're a foodie and you have a group of friends that you want to not necessarily impress, but just intrigue, buy a couple bottles of this, bring it home, do a blind taste testing, do exactly what we're doing. Pour it out, have people come in and talk about it, because it's a great conversational piece. We have no idea what the beer is yet, but yeah, I mean, again, I'm going with the 6, and I think that it has almost that hint that it was maybe aged a little in a charred barrel of sorts. I mean, not a bourbon barrel, but just a charred barrel. I mean, it has that infusion. I mean, again, maple bacon is what sticks out to me big time.
I could see them calling this like a breakfast beer.
Breakfast beer? Is that what it reminds you of?
It's an
Rick, is
anytime
this a
beer for me.
breakfast beer for you? What kind of foods are you going to try and eat with this, and what's your rating?
First, I think I would give this a 6. Definitely an intriguing beer, a good conversation starter. We had some pretty vibrant conversations about this, but when we first tried it, I'm not sure of food pairings, but I would definitely recommend it. It's a good conversation piece, kind of like sitting around a campfire in the fall, crisp, cool evening, making s'mores.
With the campfire smoke, could you even taste this beer? It would just blend right in. All right, let's get right to it.
Maybe you could cook eggs with this. That's the food pairing.
No.
Have a dinner, have a breakfast for dinner and drink this beer.
Okay, well, I think you guys are onto something. Rick, you don't know the food pairings they recommend, but they recommend Doughnuts and Pork.
Wow.
This is Rogue Voodoo Doughnut Bacon Maple Ale.
Okay. We were all over it.
All over this.
It's inspired. Voodoo Doughnut is a donut shop in Portland, Oregon, and it was inspired by their Bacon Maple Bar, which is a donut that they sell.
Yeah.
And
Boy, they hit the head on that
They
one,
did.
didn't
and it looks like a Pepto-Bismol bottle.
It does. It'll help you shit.
Rick, what do you think now that you've seen this bottle? I mean, Bacon Maple Ale, do you feel like the taste lives up to the billing?
Yes, that's truth in advertising. It's a bacon maple ale.
I mean, you mentioned bacon several times.
Well, that's my first thought. I think, that was what I thought of immediately, but I am a bacon connoisseur.
I mean, to me, the flavors are kind of overwhelming. Like, I'm glad to taste it. I think people out there should taste it. But I am not going to buy this beer.
Right, I agree with you. I mean, it's great to try one time, and like, Rick and Scott were saying, we'll recommend this, just as a novelty beer. But again, this is not something that's going to be a regular in my repertoire of beers.
You know what I can see this being a great beer for? Starting off a tailgate. I mean, you just take a bottle of it for a tailgate. Everyone having breakfast in the morning, cooking it up.
What kind of
just
ABV
pass
is
it around. Yeah.
5.8%.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it would be a good breakfast beer. I mean,
30 IBUs.
serve it with eggs.
5.6.
Serve it with eggs, and you got your breakfast.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Eggs, pancakes, and Voodoo Doughnut
Good.
Bacon Maple Ale.
Early
hit the
morning
nail on the
tailgate
head.
beer.
What do you
Kegs and eggs.
Kegs
Eggs and eggs, yeah.
If you haven't had it, go out and try Voodoo Doughnut Bacon Maple Ale from Rogue. I mean, at the very least, it'll get you talking. This beer gets a 5.7 on the BBA scale. What's your favorite donut beer? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Bacon Authority.
Better beer authority. Better beer